All right, it's time for episode 21 of Death Note. After episode 20, I feel like we're finally starting to explore this corporate Kira, this, I don't know, third Kira, I guess would be a good way to refer to the corporate Kira. And I don't know, it's like I really felt a little aimless there for an episode or two. Then they started to kind of make me feel like we were getting some direction again. And, well, let's just see what we got. And of course, during this new hard rockin' OP, I do like to remind everybody that I have a Patreon now. I know a lot of you are already aware of the Patreon, and I appreciate that. But if you just want to check it out, see what's going on there, well, there is a link in the video description. Performance is the name of the episode, so I wonder whose performance we're going to be focusing on. Is it going to be, I guess, the con man who's supposed to be posing as the detective, right? To figure out who the heck L is. So the con man, Misa, we got the cat burglar, and we've got these 7 people in the corporate boardroom. Let's see what all they can figure out. The corporate boardroom's trying to figure out who L is. L's trying to figure out which one of these corporate cats happens to have the death note. And it's another game of cat and mouse, very similar to what we saw between Light and L in the first part of the show, but it's just on a, I wouldn't say a grander scale, but there just seems to be more people involved, and it's a little bit larger plan, a little bit more of a conspiracy type caper going on to try to figure all this out. And Coil, of course, is this new detective they're trying to get to figure out who the heck L is. And obviously, any Death Note user who is looking for who L is, wants to know his identity, it's obviously going to be to kill him, right? Put his name in the Death Note. I guess the con man's doing a good job conning him into thinking he's this Coil guy. But I don't know. Don't know if he'd fool me, because I give myself way too much credit. Oh, so he's still got to punish criminals too. So they're going to show us who Kira is. It is that long-haired guy that I was suspicious of. And it's Misa's former Shinigami is the one he has. Rim rather than Ryuk. All right. Yeah, he's figured out how little she knows. But it's interesting that Rim did tell him about the past, so he does know Misa's connection. Oh, he's going to try to marry Misa? Is that what he just said? How the heck is he going to do that? Yeah, he wants it all. The beautiful trophy wife in addition to money and power. He is very ego-driven. Which, what is this show other than a study in different types of sociopathy, How many flavors of sociopath can we cram into one anime? Oh. And Rim's studying the Death Note there, so we know that Rim cares a lot about Misa. Just how much does he care about Misa? He or she they care about Misa? Quite a bit. Notice a little piece of Death Note got ripped off there. So perhaps Rim is up to something. Maybe Rim's going to kill that corporate dude. And here, L's acting like the director. Oh, wow. Threatening to kick Misa there. Yeah, the chauffeur, Mochi is the chauffeur. He's not dealing well with this, is he? Nice car. Yeah, he's explaining that whole dual nature that she already understands, we already understand. It seems a little redundant here. Tell him he needs to be more energetic like Matsuda was. Matsuda had the daring escape. Oh, wow. He's like screaming at him. Mochi. There's this high energy. I think he brought the high energy she was asking for there with the hands up in the air and everything. Good job, Mochi. Isn't Mochi like a dessert item? I've had matcha mochi. And Misa, you know, she's an idol. She's a natural born performer. This should be easy for her, right? I do want to see how this other cat thinks he can use the Death Note to get Misa to marry him. I don't think that's an easy thing to do, but who knows? And they're aware of her obsession and fondness with Kira. Oh, I think Rim is their source. I think that the Shinigami is probably from where they've gotten all this information. Oh, but also Coil. Coil can get all that information from L and Light too. Duh. But Coil has to be able to sell it that he's a world-class detective. So by L giving him that info, it really helps. And she's selling it. I'm believing that she's caught off guard here. In fact, I thought she was caught off guard. I thought maybe she didn't know how much they actually knew about her. Like, I don't know. Well, she has met Coil, the guy playing Coil, before. The con man was there when they were rehearsing. Sorry, I had to adjust the headphones. Oh, talking about when she was held in the straitjacket and on that backboard and everything. It's interesting because she is the second Kira, but because of her amnesia, she's not lying when she says she's not the second Kira. So that makes it really easy for her to sell that, doesn't it? Yeah, she thought it was some kind of kinky thing when she was blindfolded. Oh, they're trying to get any information she has about Elle, which, you know, pretty... Then there's our Death Note user, right? That guy with that hair there. Gotta pick up on what his name is. Oh, is she gonna jump out the window in the bathroom? Get an escape like Matsuda did? Okay, giving herself a pep talk in the mirror. Oh! Now all our memories are restored by that little bit of paper from the Death Note. So that's what Rim is up to. Oh, he just said it won't return her memories. It just helps her to be able to see him. Well, rats. I thought maybe all the memories would come flooding back, but I was wrong. But now she can see Rim, and they can have a conversation. Oh, see, is he caring enough here that would this be considered interfering with her fate? Is he going to go down the same fate that Jealous did? You know, the Shinigami that died that gave her that Death Note in the first place, basically. So this gets interesting suddenly. Is she going to become the fourth Kira? Like she was the second Kira and now the fourth Kira? That was kind of a nice little clever trick by Rim. I'm going to give him some credit for that one. I did not see that coming. I liked it. And I'm looking for stuff I like here. The last couple episodes have not had the same kind of... Well, they just haven't given me the same kind of excitement that some of the earlier episodes did. So I'm glad for things to start picking up a little bit. Yeah, I think he's starting to use some of his own very high-level deductive reasoning to understand that he was indeed the first Kira. And, you know, I've wondered if one of his long-term plans was counting on his own intellect to, A, figure out that he was Kira, and then, B, figure out how to once again become Kira. Because Ryuk's, I don't know what's up with Ryuk. He's still out there somewhere, right? And Rim is asking about Light. What's Misa gonna say? I mean, yeah, she's frightened and caught off guard, but she is nowhere near as, like... I don't know, I would say shocked as I would be in that situation. I think she's handling seeing a Shinigami face-to-face in real life for what she thinks is the first time amazingly well. I would absolutely be hysterical and screaming and probably peeing in my pants and stuff. Oh, so he's telling her about Light and the Death Note. So now she's going to know more than anybody, right? This is great. And now I don't think she'll get amnesia because she's not a Death Note holder, so she's not giving it up. This is information that belongs to Misa and not Kira, so to speak. Does she still have the eyes? Like, she still lost half of her life, right? Of course, she also got the extended years from Jealous when that happened. Once again, she's handling these revelations much better than I would in her situation. Oh, so he's talking about Light's plan. So maybe he's going to tell me a little bit more about what Light's long-term plan was when he gave himself amnesia and when he gave up the Death Note. I still feel like there's some kind of twist yet. I also feel like at this point I'm kind of marching towards that final episode because I'm really ready to see how everything ends and wraps up. Like, I don't know how you untie this very complicated Gordian knot that they've got going here. She's a believer pretty quickly. Of course, not every day you run into a Shinigami in the women's room. Oh, okay. So Rim is suddenly pro-Light and not anti-Light and happy for her to be with Light. Still wants her to be careful because, I still have no indication, no reason to think Light has even a modicum of affection towards Misa. He's just telling her to act naturally. You can't go wrong acting naturally. Oh, wow. Rim seems really confident that she'll be able to tell which one of them is the Death Note user, but Rim could just directly tell her, couldn't Rim? Couldn't they? Okay. So Rim did just basically directly tell Misa who Kira is. So there's no mystery on that for anyone involved now. Yep. Boom. There he is. Higuchi. Now I've got a name I can put with it. Higuchi. Oh, so looks like Shinigami can pass their death notes amongst one another. Yeah, this is the thing. The god of death will die. We saw that go down with Jealous when he saved Misa's life. All right, let's see what kind of debrief. What information is Misa going to choose to share? Who's she going to choose to share it with? I feel like she's going to tell Light, but not tell L. How is she going to do that while they're shackled together? This is curious. We're going to see just how clever Misa is here, I believe. They're all asking her out on dates, and we know Higuchi wants to marry her. Oh. So her plan is to accept the date, it sounds like. All right. I was calling him Mochi, but maybe I'm supposed to call him Mogi. So it sounds like Light is actually looking out for Misa here. Like, it sounds like Light is trying to have her best interest at heart there, which is amazing. Particularly how selfish and how much of a manipulative user he seemed to be when she first entered his life when he was still Kira. And what's going to happen when he becomes Kira once again? Will he become Kira once again? I don't know at this point. But I wonder how long L's going to stay shackled to Light. And, is there a way that Light could get that death note back while he's shackled to L and L wouldn't pick up on it? Because L, not much gets past L. Yeah, L can't understand why Light's not playing games and he's being honest and he's seeming like a regular human instead of a psychopath. And everybody loves Misa. Though she seems awfully young for these corporate guys, but I guess they're old leches anyway. They're all lecherous. Oh, she's at the hospital here? Nice disguise. It's like the Marvel MCU disguise. All right. So who is this she's meeting with? And trading costumes? Oh, sneaky. She's even sneaking past her own bodyguard? That is interesting. She's sneaking out on a date. Oh, because Mogi, her bodyguard / agent, doesn't want her to go on this date, so she snuck out. She's trying to investigate, but this guy's got his own plans, and she knows that he's Kira, but she did not share that information with anyone, so she's trying to get more info for sure. And here's her friend that traded costumes with her in the closet or wherever they were. That's not Misa. Look at him. He's upset. The sweat on his forehead. That was the closest to like my kind of classic shonen anime freak out moment that we've gotten. I would have liked it if he got a full-on freak out there. Kind of like when Edward Elric gets called short. That would have been fun. All right. Yep, she calls him a pervert. So she knows what she's dealing with. All right, she's taking a high risk. You know, she's taking one for the team, I guess is what you'd say. She's putting herself in a risky situation to try to investigate. Doesn't want to go anywhere weird. Okay. Whoa! She is telling him that she's second Kira? Yeah, Rim's confused by this too. Rim's confused by it. I'm confused by it. Misa, I like it. Misa's playing her own game. Playing her own game with her own rules. And she is being an independent individual and not allowing herself to be a pawn for Light and L like it felt like she was earlier. You know, so often since she's entered the story, actually. Yeah, he's not falling for her bluff, but is she bluffing? Does she still have that little corner of the Death Note? I don't know. Interesting. She's just straight up, I mean, being honest. She is the second Kira, but I don't know how much Death Note material she has, if any at all. Oh, so she knows he's Kira. She's second Kira. She's acting like she wants to marry him, but he's got to tell her he's Kira, right? Oh. Okay. She is outsmarting him. She's using both her mentality and her physicality to reel this guy in. She got the confession, but she didn't need it. She already knew. Okay, now she's selling it. Look at that acting, selling it. Now she wants proof. Is she going to try to steal the Death Note from him? Okay. 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 I want to see what happens here. How is this game playing? Nice Porsche, though, that he has. Oh. So he's going back to the corporate Kira stuff. Alright. I mean, you know, most corporate folks are portrayed as pretty bad media. Probably because they're pretty bad in real life. So that's an interesting way that they're balancing this out. Yeah, killing for corporate greed, but, you know, these other corporate people we're killing are greedy too. Oh, what's she doing? She's writing the name down. What did she write it on? Was that a Death Note? Did Rim give her a Death Note? I must have missed something. I saw when he gave her the scrap of paper. Oh boy, I lost track of something there. That's what I get for talking too much, right? It's okay, I'll rewatch it. Oh, wow. Is he assaulting her, basically? Okay. He really wants to marry her. Oh my goodness. He is losing all control there. He's not being cool at all. So he doesn't have the Death Note with him, is what I'm inferring from all this. Oh, but I like the way she's playing him here. You're just trying to lure me into your house, you old perv. You old creepy uncle. Oh, so now she's trying to take control over this corporate Kira schlep here. And I definitely have no sympathy for this guy. He's just crummy all the way around. So let him have it, Misa. Twist it on him. Twist that knife in his back or whatever. Oh, wow. She's finally turning over all that information she got. She is the all-star of this investigative crew all of a sudden. She has outperformed all the dudes. Wow, she's got it. She has shown him how to do it. How's Elle feeling about this? I can't tell what to make out of his eyes. They don't show much emotion, but maybe he's a little crummy, a little jealous. Good episode. Solid episode. This was probably the best Misa. I mean, not probably. This is definitely the best Misa episode. I mean, this one really showed what she could do. It showed her to be clever. I don't quite know how she managed to manipulate death. Like, I saw her writing that notebook, and I thought it was just a regular notebook. Is it because Rem agreed to help her, that was sort of a substitute death note? Did she have that scrap? Did he give her another notebook and I missed it? I'll go back and rewatch and get that all figured out. But good for you, Misa. You went out on your own, of your own initiative, with your own plan. You executed it perfectly. You got the evidence you needed. And, more importantly, you got the killings to stop. And let's just see how Elle deals with this in the next episode, right? Well, I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.